Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Greenleaf Season 4, Episode 10. You guys, that's also the mid-season finale, so let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Grace. Remember, she just told everybody that she is stepping down as the head pastor, and everybody's all like, They have the nerve to show that damn Charity feeling bad. Oh, this bitch. Anyway, Grace walks off the stage to that stupid ass AJ who's standing in the middle of the way not knowing what to do with himself, and she kind of hustles him out the back, and then she's all like, you know, this is how good Grace is. I would be so pissed at him, but instead she's like, I've been worried sick about you. What? Everybody's been calling me, telling me to come back. He is so infuriating. Well, what do you come back for? Why are you here now? Because he's gonna turn himself in. I said, oh, fool, you mean to tell me I just stepped down and you gonna still do what I was gonna not trying to avoid to do in the first place? I could have kept my fucking position. Oh my God, you guys, I have so many choice words. I'm gonna spare you of all the curse words that I wanted to give to AJ right now so early in the video. I was like, what? Is something wrong with him? Something is wrong with him. Did he think that was okay to come in the middle of the church like that? Oh my God, I was just like, well, Grace, if this is your boy, he didn't get you in May's brains, that's for sure. And you know, he's his regular irritating self. Her and Aaron are both trying to talk the nigga off the ledge. Like, you sure you want to do this? I'm doing it. Everybody's been calling me, you know, don't try to stop me. They were like, but if you do this, you're going to go to jail for 10 years. Like, we can kind of figure out a different way. You know, Aaron as a lawyer can help. No, I'm doing it, you know. And then Aaron was like, well, then go on and go now then. He said, you don't think I will? Fool, I don't care what you do. Get the fuck out this office. So he rushes out like he always does because he can't never explain shit. And Aaron was just like, he's just confused and scared. And Grace was like, no, this is something else. Okay, I was like, oh, are they going to hit us over the head with the he's sick angle? Okay, is he a drug addict? Is he still in the drugs because he need them for, you know, some sort of illness? That's where I thought we was going with this, but... And I guess we still could, but we don't know just yet. So when Grace leaves there, she goes back to the house and she sees Zora Mama rushing out. Oh, Zora Mama, listen, I know everything is pending on this money I'm supposed to give you, but I can't give it to you now because you know AJ's back and I'm gonna have to try to keep the nigga out of jail and I'm gonna have to be spending this money. And Zora Mama's like, yeah, it's okay, Grace. I mean, that's fine, okay? There's an emergency. I gotta get to urgent care. She said, oh, is everything okay? Well, obviously everything isn't, okay? But she gotta go. So this bitch goes to the urgent care. I tell you, I was cracking up. She was all like, please let it be negative. Please let it be negative. I'm thinking that the bitch might be pregnant. Child, when that doctor came in there and said, okay, Zora Mama, you got chlamydia, so you might want to talk to your husband about the medication. She was like, I didn't get it from my husband. The doctor was like, oh, girl, you out there thotting and bopping like that? Okay. Well, whoever you got it from, go talk to him. Take this medicine, 10 days, no sex. I was like, oh. Girl, no, you did not get the clap. That puss on fire. And we don't mean that in a good way. She was looking all sick in the stomach. I said, your ass is out of there. Out. Later on that night, I'm doing this a little bit out of order, but I just had to tell you this. So she go back home and she in the bed, and here comes Jacob. You know how your husband comes sliding up to you, and he want to be rubbing on your shit, and you be sitting there just irritated. That's the look on her face, okay? But it was a little bit of worry mixed in there. You know, he tried to get busy, and she was just like, oh no, Jacob, I don't feel like it. You know, I don't feel well, and I'm on my period. I was like, he ain't like Mr. Because Mr. be like, oh, it's okay, we can put a towel down. TMI. No, he still want to hold on to her shit. She's just like, oh, God. But more on them later. Bob is in the office and he is pissed that Grace stepped down. What the hell happened? He's talking to Sidekick Phil and his stupid daughter Judy. Phil acting like he didn't know, you know, that she was gonna do it. But you know what? This is probably gonna work out best for the church anyway. And Sidekick Phil has fallen in love with the girl. Bob don't care. He's mad because his plans for Grace is all dashed now. The board, they don't have a majority anymore. Like, what the hell did I send you down here for, Judy? So you gonna take your ass on back to Phoenix, okay? Because I could have did all this by myself. But Daddy, it wasn't my fault. And he was like, if all you can say is it wasn't my fault, that's the best you can do, then yes, it was yours. You out of here. So when she leaves out, you know, Bob still got his good eye on Sidekick Phil. You sure you ain't had nothing to do with this? And Sidekick Phil says, well, I just impressed upon her how her secrets could affect the church overall. And he says, and you in love with the dumb one? He says, yes. But this could help us. He was like, boy, I can't wait for you to tell me how. He says, well, I don't have the time to explain it right now. And, you know, Bob was just like, you know, I'm still a little salty with you about the way you handled my daughter, Judy. You know, she still carries a torch for you. I think that's why her and Ken didn't work out. And Sidekick Phil was like, yeah, well, you know, he just did what he thought was best. Look, Bob is sick of this mess. He disgusted. What a damn mess. I was just like, what's Sidekick Phil gonna do when Bob find out? And he will definitely find out that he used the information against Grace to get him stepped down. He's so freaking stupid. Now, May is at home and she's feeling defeated. Okay, and here come Charity. Okay, the walk of shame. I was like, fool, now I hope you don't think you about to pull anything over on your mama. Your mama is quite clear on what the situation is here. But she comes in there and she says, Mama, I just wanted you to know that I don't know anything about what Sidekick Phil might have. Like, so where did the proof come from, Charity? Does he have this entire estate bugged? Have men out in unmarked vans drinking 7-Eleven coffee? Is that what he has, Charity? I'm just saying I had nothing to do with Sidekick Phil pressuring Grace. So you came in here to lie to me, huh, Charity? And Charity looking all down. She says, you know what? I'm not even mad at you, Charity. Because I know for a fact that he is using you and you are no more than a helpless pawn. I never meant to hurt you, Mama. Oh, but you meant to hurt your sister. Mama, I just want my life. Charity, what is wrong with you? Why don't you understand that your life is Bishop's life, and Bishop's life is Grace's life, and Grace's life is Jacob's life, and Jacob's life is my life, and my life is your life. All our life is one life. I said, bitch, you better say it. And you hurt that life. You killed that life. It's done. It's done. All the hard work that your daddy and I did for this church, it is done. And you know what? Sidekick Phil could never teach you that, because he is smart enough to make a big fool out of you. And that is the extent of his genius. I said, bitch, you ain't been read till you been read by Lady May. I said, you better tell that dumbass. Oh. Then we see Sophia, honey. She's hooked up with Dante. And, she just kissing him out in front of his house. He wanted her to go into the house with him. And she said, oh, no, she got to go because she got to go meet up with her brother. He said, the one that ran away? Yeah, he back. But I got to go talk to him. So, you know, he said, okay, well, you know, come through later. And she says, okay, she will. But I was like, look at Sophia. This is where this one came from. Now, the next day, Clara and the other lady from the board of directors come and speak to Bishop and Lady May. And the shit is dire. They're trying to take over the church 100%, make it harmony and hope. It will no longer be any Calvary or anything. You know Lady May and Bishop ain't standing for that. All right, so what do we need to do? Well, we here because we need to talk to you about Charity. Okay? And Lady May was like, what has that idiot done now? Child, just call it what it is, okay? Because they tell her and Bishop that she is the tiebreaker. And Bishop says, I'll go talk to Charity. And speaking of Charity, Charity's over in Sidekick Phil's office. When he comes in, she says, Sidekick Phil, are you using me? As if he's just supposed to say, oh yeah, I am. You caught me. She says, listen, I could lose my family forever. You didn't think any of that out when you was doing all of this to begin with? You thought you was only affecting Gigi? You are such the dumb ass. He was like, that's okay. You can start a new family. See, anybody will tell you that when a man tells you that you don't need your fucking family, that they are trying to control you and take you away. There is an issue there. But of course, she don't see that. He tells her, be still and know that I'm the man that loves you. That's all he got to say to her. And she's back in his arms. So what do you want me to do? She back at her place and Bishop is in there trying to talk some damn sense into her stupid ass. Charity, we need your help. Oh, you need my help now. What about all those years it was Gigi? Again, she can't even see the forest for the tree. Bitch, you are so concentrated on getting back at Gigi. And for what? I'm a person. And he says, you're right, Charity. You are a person. I said, a dumbass, stupid ass, ignorant ass, annoying ass. But if you take everything that your mother and I have built in this church and hand it over to Bob Whitmore, oh, Charity, you are going to regret it for the rest of your life. Don't do it. And she's all upset when he walks out the door. I'm telling you, I would have been like, what you gonna do is pack your shit, and because you so big and bad and you and your man over there and having a good time at our expense, then you go over to his fucking house. See, that's your man. Go over there. You are out. But I guess everybody is concerned about appearances. But that bitch would have been out. That would have been it. Now we see Sophia. She's there talking to her brother. He's still annoying. Okay. And everything is, don't worry about me. Just forget about me. And she was just like, I'm going to put some money on your books and I'm going to write you letters and everything. He don't want her to do none of that. Fine. Don't do it. Will his ass hurry up and go turn himself in? Oh my God. It's so just like, they really just gave us 3 really annoying characters on this show. Charity, Zora Mama, and AJ. Which one is worse, you guys? Which one do you guys think is worse? Who gets on your nerves? I think it's Charity. Y'all tell me who you think is worse. Put it down in the comments. Now, remember when Charity asked Psychic Phil, what does he need her to do? Okay, you got to go and do this vote. So now comes the time, and she's all nervous. She says, do I have to do this? And he says, no, you don't. But come on anyway. He put his hand out like, come on and do this real quick. All right. And we don't know exactly how she voted. But then we see Bishop and he gets a call and he's just like, hello? Okay. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. I will tell her. Okay. Thank you. And Lady Mae was like, Bishop, don't tell me. Because if I don't know anything, then everything is still the same. And then her phone rings and she's like, hello? Yes. Okay. Yes, I will be down there soon. And when she gets off the phone, he says, who was that? And she said, it was Bob Whitmore. He has invited me down to talk. And Bishop says, about what? And she says, our church's future. So she goes down there, every bit the first lady, just as beautiful as can be, and she's acting like she's clueless. Bob was like, I know you heard about what's been going on with the church. And she says, oh yeah, they said something about an expansion, as if she doesn't know. He says, yes, he wanted to do this whole big expansion. This is the idea. He gonna run all of Harmony and Hope from Calvary. This will be the hub for all of the other churches all the way around the United States, and I'm imagining around the world. And she was just sort of like, oh, so you trying to blend our churches? You want the white people to go to the black people's church? And he says, I want the black people and the white people to all come to church together. Okay, so that they can congregate and we can get rid of racism and, we can all worship in God's kingdom together. So he gives her this whole story and May is listening. He says, and I want to do this with you, May, you and me. And she says, well, Bob, before we talk about that, okay, we need to talk about the problem that is Sidekick Phil. Now back to Jacob. He come in the room zipping up his pants. Hey, Zora Mama, where is them cranberry pills that we used to let Zora, take when she had a bladder infection? And niggas pee is hot. And she was just like, oh, Jacob, you don't have a bladder infection. He was just like, duh, how do you know? Well, sit on down because I got a story to tell you. Like, well, there's really no easy way to say this. I said, it surely ain't. Okay. And he says, now you're scaring me. Well, first, I love you. And secondly, you got chlamydia. He said, what? You got chlamydia. How did I get chlamydia, Zora Mama? He said, wait a minute, don't even tell me. Fernando. I'm sorry, Jacob. And he says, I asked you the other day what you was doing down there at his office and you lied to me. How many times was you with him, Zora Mama? She's like, oh, Jacob. He was like, was you going to some old nasty hotels with him? She was like, no. How many times did I wait at home while you was at some nasty hotel? And he was like, I'm asking you the question. Besides, I never brought a disease home. And she says, you are the disease, boo. And I was like, oh, bitch. She done got mad. She gonna fight back. Okay, I guess I can't be mad at the bitch, He was like, you know what, you've been wanting to get out this house for the longest. He gonna get her shit. And he says, get out. And she says, what? Oh, Jacob, you are not going to throw me out after everything that I have been through with you. I don't care. You get out. Get out of this house right now. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I said, what? Gonna kick me out of your mommy's house. I'm not going nowhere. He said, you better get your ass a good lawyer because this is done. It's over. And he stormed out. I said, oh, you know what, Jacob? You better than me, too. Because I wouldn't have hit her, but I'd have grabbed her real tight by this arm right here, and I'd have took her right onto that front door and kicked her out and give a fuck. But instead, he just leaves out, and she goes and calls Fernando. Oh, hey, Fernando. You got some time? I got something that I need to tell you. And I guess Fernando had time, because next thing we see her down at his office, and he's got the will. And she was just like, you know, well, where did you get this from? And he says it's public record. I didn't know that wills were public record. But it turns out, I was confused at first, but I was able to figure it out. It turns out that the Greenleaf estate was left to the Greenleafs by the person that owned it before. And then a month afterwards, she was killed in a botched robbery. That is the story. However, people believe that the Greenleafs actually killed this woman so that they would inherit this estate. And the executor was Bob McCready. Was that Mac? I was just like, oh, was that Mac? Did they just come up on this part? Like, when did all this happen? So I wasn't quite sure if that was Mac or not. But this will supersedes any other will, and they don't know where the other will is. It's just completely gone. Okay. But that is what now he has put into her head, that the Greenleafs killed this woman so that they can get this property. All right. And so she's like, thank you for thinking of me. All right. And then he was like, and so what news do you have for me? And then she gets all close to him like she's sexy. Girl, ain't a sexy bone in that body. She get all close to him and she says, well, I have to tell you that you gave me chlamydia. And then she slaps him. And he's all like this. I said, if that wasn't the most soap opera-ish shit. And she storms off. So I was just like, well, I mean, what did you expect? You out here fucking raw dog with this. You don't even know this man. You didn't even have sense enough to have a man. She was so in the throes of passion. I guess she didn't have sense enough to stop and put a condom on. Girl, you was too old to be moving like this. Now back in Sophia again, we see her at Dante's house and they on the couch and they just a kissing and a kissing and a kissing. You know, when you're a virgin, that's all you want to do, nigga. You just kiss all day. Lips be swollen, kiss swollen and chap and raw. I remember them days. And he want to kind of take it to the room and she says, well, I'm a virgin. I've never done it before. And he says, well, we don't have to, but it looks like she wants to. And he says, okay, well, the deal is you just stop me when you feel like it's too much. Okay. So here we go, kissing. I would say that she would get pregnant, but we know she can't get pregnant. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this relationship. But jumping back over to AJ, you guys. So we see him out at the lake. He looking at the water. And Grace comes up to him and she says, are you all right? You don't seem okay. And he says, well, this time tomorrow it's not even going to matter. Oh. Grace was like, why are you doing this? We can help you. You can stay here. Like, what are you trying to prove? He was like, I wish I could, but I can't. And she was just like, why? He said, you don't get to know why. Okay, that's just what it is. And then he walks away and Grace looks so tormented. I said, girl, listen, it's gonna hurt for now. And then you just act like the nigga never came back around. Shit. Now May goes back and talks to Bishop, tells him about the conversation that she had with Bob, and he not with it. There's got to be another way to get the church back. And she said, how do you propose that we do, James? Tell everyone that Connie took a bribe? Like, do you watch the news? Like, we can't have that kind of news floating around about our church. That doesn't matter, James. Let us save our church. And he was just like, but handing it over to Harmony and Hope, it will not be our church. It will be something entirely different. I've already accepted, James. Grace fell, but God lifted me up. And he says, your cockeyed ambition has made you just plain stupid. I said, I don't know, May. I'm feeling like May must have another plan, but it don't feel like it right now. And I was just like, great. Now, May, you sure you want to do this with Bob Whitmore? I mean, you've been doing so well all season. Like, what is this? And honey, he is so mad. And he just walks on out the door. I said, okay, I'm still with you, May, but I'm concerned. Now, you know who else we see kissing and kissing and kissing? That damn Charity and Sidekick Phil. And much like Dante, I guess Sidekick Phil would like to get him some too, okay? When she says that she has to go, he says, oh, you can stay here. You just stay here overnight. And she says, I'm old-fashioned. Okay, she don't do that, all right? And he says, okay, well, he like old-fashioned women too. But can he have a happy ending? I said, nigga, I know you ain't asking for a blowjob. A hand job? I was confused. And then he says, Charity Denise Greenleaf, will you marry me? And he has a ring. Oh, honey, all them old-fashioned ways go out the window when a ring is presented because, honey, she opens up the legs and drops the drawers, baby. Now she gonna give it to him, I guess because they engaged now. She's so swept away and stupid. I said, girl, you don't see the coincidence in all of this stuff happening the way that it is. It doesn't feel rushed to you or anything. You're not putting one and one together to get two. None of that. You ain't plugging in nothing into the walls to get the light bulb to light up. I mean, nothing is happening there, huh? It's just empty. It's just gone. It's just nothing there. Just nothing. That child's so dick hungry, it's a shame. Now, the next morning, Sidekick Phil is feeling pretty good about himself, and he goes into Bob's office. Hey, you wanted to talk to me? Bob Whitmore says, you know what? We got to change your plan. Now that Grace is gone, it's just going to be me and May running things. And Sidekick Phil was like, what? Are you serious? And he says, what you did to Grace is unconscionable. May told me. The Sidekick Phil was just like, all I want is to have my rightful place in running a church and being able to spread the word, the gospel again from my own church. So tell me, Bob, what is it that I have to do to change your mind? You name it. And he looking like he will do absolutely anything. And Bob was looking at him like, oh, is the world mine right now? Back at the house, Jacob sees Zora mama and he says, you found somewhere to stay yet? I heard the Motel 6 over on Elvis Presley is open. And she was just like, I'm not going anywhere. And unless you want your father to die in jail, okay, you wouldn't be trying to put me out either. And he says, what are you talking about? And she says this, and honey, she pulls out the wheel. This is her truth. You want some? I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you got. Okay? If you gonna do us in, you not gonna do us in this house. You gonna get your ass out. And then you gonna get somebody to try to believe what you say. Nobody gonna believe no shit from years and years and years back. Like, she ain't even got the kind of money that she would need to be representing and making a child. There's so much that they could do to Zora mama. Like, what does she think she about to do? Jacob, you don't take your stupid ass in there and tell your mama. I know your mama got other things on her mind right now, but this bitch gotta go. Now, Sidekick Phil, he comes over to the house, and Lady May was just like, oh, Sidekick Phil, to what do I owe this pleasure? And of course he's all arrogant and everything. He says, well, I just came over here to let you know that, what you and Bob had decided, that's not going to happen no more. Yeah, and actually Bob should be calling you any minute. And she says, well, I will wait on the call. And then her phone rings. He says, that must be him right there. Okay. So she's looking at her phone and Charity comes down the stairs. Oh, Sidekick Phil, did you come to get my mother's permission? Lady May was like, permission for what? And she was just like, look, mama, look. I know Lady May looked like she wanted to die. He was like, Charity, we need to talk. And then she was just like, oh, I like the sound of that. Looks over at Lady May like, girl, don't you wish you was getting some like me? Sidekick Phil, please excuse us. This nigga take her upstairs and says, hey, I love you and everything. We done got engaged yesterday, but it's not going to be no wedding. At least it's not going to be one between you and I, okay? I'm going to marry Judy. And that damn Charity's face was so cracked and on the ground. Scratch that neck. Like, girl, you is molded. You is molded. I wanted it to be way worse, but you know what? We can't even be picky on the way that Charity's dumb ass don't get what she thought she was getting, okay? And of course, she don't know what else to say with herself, but other than get out. Get out. I said, bitch, I'd have swung on that fool. That's all you can say is get out. Oh, Charity. Just as dumb as the day is long. But we see Grace. And when I tell you guys that Grace prays the most unselfish prayer out on the grounds of the Greenleaf estate, she is just like, Lord, I thank you for everything that you have done. Despite the fact that my family is in shambles and the church is a mess and my son is a mess, she thanks him. She thanks him for her mother, okay, who never stops fighting, for her father, who teaches her grace, for her stupid ass sister Charity, because she don't even know how dumb she is, for her brother Jacob, his wife Zora mama, they kids. Okay, she thanks him for her daughter Sophia, okay, who teaches her courage. And she even thanks him for her sister's Faith, who called her back to this house for all of this to happen. It has to be a reason that this is happening, God. Like, please, just show her the way. She trusts him. She loves. I was just like, that prayer, whoever writes the prayers and the sermons on it has got to be. They can't just be a writer. They have to be ordained and have the calling, because the things that they say on this show always touch me. And so she's, real sincere. She's praying this prayer, and then all of a sudden, some guy just walks up. And he looks like a healthy, a full-fledged AJ. One that's been eaten. That's, one that looked normal. Not like that other one that looked like somebody had just sucked all the life out of him. He comes walking up. She's like, oh, wait, excuse me, who are you? Where did you come from? He says, oh, he was on the street. He just started walking. She was just like, oh. Okay, well, I was like, I was nervous. I didn't know what this was. Was this an omen? Okay, he comes up, he says, that's your sister Faith, pointing to the tombstone or the headstone. And she says, yes. And then he says, well, everything has an expiration date. And she says, yes, I do know that. Okay, I'm still looking like, Grace, girl, what's happening here? And she says, well, the road right there, it'll take you all the way back to the gate, back to the street. And he says, okay. And he just walks off. And I was like, what the fuck? Who is this? How you just walk onto the estate like this? Don't y'all have security around there and everything? This boy just showed up out the blue. We still ain't seen Noah. Where the fuck is AJ Daddy at? I was just like, child, I'm telling you, the whole show had me just all over the place. And at first I wasn't too sure about that ending, but then I was just like, I bet you this is the real AJ. I can't really explain why he didn't say who he was, why Grace didn't ask, why it wasn't more conversation and dialogue there. I mean, they had to end it on this kind of weird note, but that might be the reason why that AJ is feeling so guilty, because he knows that he's not AJ, or he knows that he has been hired. I still haven't written off Rochelle and Basie skanks. He may have been hired to come and, wreak havoc on the I don't really know what it is, but I have a feeling that boy is Grace's son, and thank God for small favors, because he already looks like he's more tolerable. Just looking at the other one's face gets on my nerves, even though what's weird about it is he looks like the other one. Okay, they actually look like they could be related, but the other one is the more, the better the better version of AJ. So we'll see, you guys. It was good though. I enjoyed it. All right, rock stars, let me get off of here. I'm about to run into Kroger and buy some stuff to make chili tonight, and then take it on back to work. All right. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.